Hey everyone, it's Futzy Smite, and we're taking a look at another deep dive just released by Hi-Rez this time about the item experience and like relics and how we're going to be building in Smite 2. So without further ado, let's jump right in. I'm super pumped. This is another topic I'm super intrigued by. So let's just hear. This is a quick one, just 4 minutes. So let's get into it.
My name is Pon. I'm the game designer on Smite 2, and I'm going to walk through the item experience for y'all. So in our current alpha, you will see the auto build flow. This is an option that you'll have at the start of the game that shows you 2 different options that you can build for your character. These have been pre-made by us that you can hop in really quickly.
Wow.
And you just select one if you want to use that one. It gives you a brief rundown on what it does.
Super
or
good
you can hit
for new
disable
players
and
right
actually go
there.
to the
That's
item store
awesome.
and do the full item experience there. When you go to the item store, you're actually going to see that most of the items are based off components. So rather than having the mace tree that builds into 4 mace items, you now have an axe. And this axe is the core component for all strength items that exist in the game.
Wow.
And so when you hit that button, you'll see a whole bunch of builds into, and that's how you determine what stats you want to go. So if you aren't sure exactly what you want in Smite 2, you can build an axe knowing that you want strength, and then maybe you want to get some attack speed. So you build a bow to give you some attack speed. Well, now you can see that you have those 2 items in your inventory. You can see what they build into, and that'll naturally kind of guide you to the item that you were trying to go for in the first place. So the main item stat changes are going to be strength and intelligence. You are familiar with this as physical power and magical power, but the main...
That's important. I mean, it's important just because, like, right now in Smite, if you're watching this video, you are probably a pretty dedicated Smite player. We pretty much know what to build. We've been playing the game for a long time, but that's the issue with Smite. You kind of have to know what you need to build before you start building it, because you build into that final item. So this is better, and it's more akin to systems like League. With that comes some other issues, but I do think it'll allow more people to jump over and into Smite, which is still, what I'm most excited for, is seeing new people come to the game. So, give and take there. We're losing the system that we know so well, but I think that is overall better.
Main difference is all your characters can build both. There's no item restriction, so there's no you're only building physical power items or only magic power items.
That's super sick because, they showed off like crit Ymir and stuff. That just opens up lots of other possibilities, not very sensible or feasible. Oh, my dog is excited. Come here, Zozo, come here. She is so excited about the item changes. Anyway, I think that is good too, opening up every item so you're not like confused. If you're new to the game, you play a god and you have a good build you like, and you get into another god and you're like, oh, half those items I was used to are just not available, So that's good.
You can build all strength and intelligence items. There's a few other minor changes, like lifesteal is now a global stat that affects everything, as well as CDR is now CDR again, but it's not a percentage. It actually modifies your cooldown exponentially as it gets higher and higher.
Oh.
Relics aren't a thing in Smite 2 anymore. Instead, you start with Purification Bees as a default choice, as well as a ward active that you can use. And to replace relics, we're actually bringing in actives as a choice. So you have 6 item slots, and all 6 of those items could be active items. They actually have keybinds dedicated to them.
That's
so you can
wild.
use them whenever you want. So you can think of this as a way to activate your passive effects without having to have it be some conditional trigger. There's a lot of different active effects that you can bring to your team, such as there's a mushroom that you can place on the ground that heals your whole team.
Crazy.
There's an item that knocks people away. And there's even one that actually stasises the whole team, friendly and enemy, that actually can really shift a team fight.
Yo.
So these are really, really powerful.
Okay, that's going to be so annoying. It's exciting because I'm going to be able to use it, but that is so annoying. Oh my god, even the knock-up one. Sure, you're playing Shiva, you knock up, and then you knock up again or whatever. That's so ridiculous. It's exciting. It'll definitely let some people roll other people, but it's kind of wild too. I'm excited and a bit nervous to see how annoying these things play out, but still cool, I guess. It shakes everything up.
Powerful effects, but we've tuned them such that they aren't super stat efficient. So if you want to go a more passive route, or if you want to go a more stat-stick route, you want to focus on just making your character as strong as possible, you can still go those item builds. The choice is yours there.
Okay.
And that lets you choose kind of your own level of active usage that you want to be using. So we're not expecting everyone to have super high APM and execute a whole bunch of keybinds to be successful in Smite 2, but there are extra tools available for you if you want to engage in that playstyle. In Smite 2, the item store...
See, I'm most curious about if like let's say the meta, the meta will form, and let's say if I don't go all active items, am I throwing? Is that just going to be better overall? Is everybody going to have a stasis active, or is it only going to be like one or two people realistically build that, or like what's the deal? Because I feel like one will just become better than the other if you're all item or all active kind of mindset. So that's interesting. We'll see.
Store really has two main goals. We want to make it easy for you to find the items that you want by building the kind of intuitive way that you might expect to. You want strength, you start building strength, and at the end of that, you'll have an item that actually does what you wanted it to do. Outside of that, we also want to make sure that characters have the way of showing their depth of different playstyles and giving a lot of control to the player about how they want to build that character through both whether they choose strength, whether they choose int, whether they choose hybrid, whether they get supporting stats versus defensive stats, or if they want to go a whole active playstyle that has a whole bunch of active effects that can really round out weaknesses in their team. You want to make sure that that's something that players can easily grab onto and utilize and not be a huge burden to go into that playstyle. But also, if that's not what you want to go for, want to give that customization so you can choose that own level of kind of active choice.
Okay, so that is a lot of customization. That is really cool. And I do think it allows you to open up your team a bit. Right now you really rely on the gods that you pick when you're in ranked or, whatever have you in Smite. What gods you choose have a huge impact on the overall feel of your team, how good you are at brawling, if you're got to be in and out kind of a team, or if you're just going to persist longer than the enemy team until they start dying. So hopefully, those actives do kind of allow you to dip your toes into different play styles. Even if you've got a really dive heavy team, you could sustain or something. Who knows? I'm just excited for more build opportunity.
Items have also that strength and intelligence, so they're not split anymore between physical power and magical power, and a lot of our characters leverage that. So Chalk is a great example of a character who, if you want to get in there, swing your axe, and do a whole bunch of damage, largely strength is going to play to your playstyle, and you could probably build a strength build that's very similar to Smite 1. But we've also given him intelligence scaling, so things like the protections he gains on this 2 and the rain cloud healing of his 3. Those are actually now augmented by intelligence. So if you want to play this more frontliner, tanky, really hard to kill Chalk, you can go more intelligence focused, and there's hybrid items there to support that playstyle that specifically give both strength and intelligence.
Hey, that's cool.
But yeah, we can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it. We have our alpha coming out soon. It's going to be so cool to have you guys in there and actually trying out the item store, and definitely give us feedback on it.
Wow. I mean, okay, so closing thoughts. I'm excited just because I think it'll feel much different from, Smite 1. And that's nice because that's kind of something I'm super pumped up about. I want it to feel, the same combat-wise, but very new in my ability. I want the ability to do things I can't do in Smite 1. So I'm just nervous that the actives are going to just be like, because, I mean, couldn't you get like the best actives and then build pretty normally for the rest and just like snowball that way? I mean, of course you can snowball with anything if your team's good enough, but I'm just curious. I'm excited. I think that's awesome that they're not locking you to like, magical or physical items, because that will be less confusing and it will look more akin to other MOBAs. And I hope that is a just driving factor in people's decision to stay with Smite a bit longer. I do like the auto build from the very beginning. That's kind of fun, having the ability to turn that on and off before you get into the match. I mean, when you're in the match is nice. You can choose right then and there. Super nice. You can't do that in Smite now. You have to turn it on before you even queue into the match. So you can turn it off when you're in the match, but yeah. I really hope that this beta, this alpha comes out very soon, like they said, because I'm ready to get my hands on it, see how it feels, and test out some of these actives and see what broken builds I can make on gods like Ymir. Chalk seems so annoying too. I hate that they keep showcasing Chalk. Chalk is one of my least favorite characters, not because he's not good or fun. He's just brain dead, in my opinion. I don't have that much fun on him. But I get there's a lot of chalk fans out there. So anyway, with that, thanks for watching. I really, really want to know your thoughts in the comments below. If you watch this and differ from me, please tell me. Let's talk about it. I love Smite. I love talking with the community and really getting into the nitty gritty on what they think on certain gods or the meta at the moment. So please go ahead and comment and let me know. Stay tuned. I'm a new content creator for Smite. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I've played the game for a long time. I'm just now getting into the content creation side of things. So with that, adios. Have a great day, and I will see you guys on the battlefield.